but you can prevent people from forgetting about you. You can prevent people from leaving you by... What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, a place to learn how to improve your content so you can build the influence, income and community on social media that you want to. Now today I'm going to talk about my journey from 0 to 100,000 followers that took just over 9 months. I'm going to tell you the exact step-by-step strategy that I followed to do just that. So make sure you stick around to the end because it's going to be a good one. Now your first job when starting out is to define your niche. You need to make sure that whatever direction you're going in, you enjoy it, you have a passion for it, and you actually want to wake up and do it every single day. If you can't tick those boxes, you need to find a different niche. But ultimately what you want to try and do right from the start is find a niche, but find what makes you different. Find what makes you unique within that niche and then commit to it and stick with that all the way, and that will help massively. Okay, straight into point number 2. Create a batch of content. Now you have to make sure you are preparing yourself for what's to come, because to go from 0 to 100,000 followers, it takes a lot of work, and a lot of that work you can get caught up in a lot of engagement. So the content side of things, you really need to prepare and then start so you're ahead of yourself. You want to create as a minimum 2 weeks worth of content that's ready to post, and a maximum around a month's worth. All this is going to do is just give you a lot of breathing space. It means that when you start your page, you can actually spend the time engaging, reaching out to new people, and not panicking, not rushing, over thinking about new content you need to make. When you get too caught up, when you start rushing, you become desperate. And when you're desperate, you make mistakes. So make sure you prepare, create a batch of content, and the focus here is quantity over quality. Point number 3 is your engagement. Now it's really important that there's 2 types of engagement you focus on. Engagement for exposure and it's engagement for connections. The whole idea is that engagement for exposure, all you do is find the top 10, maybe even the top 20 influencers within your niche, and every time they post, you comment. And that's it. Comment something valuable, comment something educational, comment something that's quite funny. And in that way, you're building up exposure for yourself and using the traffic that those people get to drive people to your page. Don't forget to also reply to comments within that post and try building connections that way. Now the other type of engagement is building connections. You need to prioritize this right from the start. Every single day, give yourself a target. When I started, I had a target of 20 people that I'd reach out to every single day and build a connection with. The key thing here is that who you reach out to has to be as authentic and as genuine as possible. Don't just reach out to anyone for the sake of it. Reach out to people who you can actually see yourself talking to, who actually see value in their content, who you can see yourself potentially becoming a friend. Because what people make the mistake of is they try to reach out to as many people as possible every single day, and because it's fake, people see straight through it. Only reach out to people if you're genuinely interested in them, and by doing that, you can almost guarantee that they're going to be interested in you. You have to qualify them though. Are they in a similar niche? Are they at a similar stage to you? Are they someone you can see yourself getting along with? Are they active? Are they actually posting content? Are they posting stories? Have you seen them in the comment section on other posts? Make sure all these boxes are ticked, and then it's okay to engage with them, but make sure always give first. That means you have to follow them first and don't even expect them to follow you back. Give first, expect nothing in return, and I guarantee you, if you do that properly, if you qualify the people you reach out to, you do it authentically, you'll grow very easily and you'll build a community very quickly. The next point is consistency. Now this is very simple. You post every single day for 90 days straight as a minimum. If you can do that, you'll be successful, your page will grow, you'll build a community, you'll build influence, you potentially can build some income at the end of it. But you will not achieve that if you're not consistent. That's the one thing that holds people back, is that they give up before they see results. So be consistent, but also make sure that you're consistent in not only posting, but your engagement. And when people comment on your post, take the time to comment on theirs, because it's the idea of being reciprocal. When they comment on your post, you comment on theirs, and when you comment on their post, they comment on yours. Build up these relationships with people, do that with 100 people at a minimum, and that is the foundation you need for your page to take off. The next point is to analyze. Now after the first 30 days of doing points 1 to 4, you can then begin to analyse your progress. And it's very simple. Whatever performs well, you do again, but improve. Whatever doesn't perform well, you cut out and get rid of. It's this process of iteration which leads to growth. If you don't do this, you'll just make all the same mistakes and you won't move in the right direction. But here's the key thing. If in those first 30 days, you haven't grown, you haven't exploded, it means you need to repeat the entire process from point 1 all the way through to point 5. And you keep doing that until you explode. When you do explode, that's when you know you're onto something. And that's when you narrow down on whatever you're doing and then start to improve on that. And that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, so now you've exploded, your growth has taken off, all things are going well. But the key thing right now, and it's quite pivotal, is to find out why you've exploded. Now, I can almost guarantee it's to do with your content, but is it your content as a whole, or is it one single piece of content? That's something you have to find out. Look at your analytics, look at how people are responding, and find that one piece of content that has moved you onto this next trajectory of growth. Once you find that piece of content, that's when you have to really dial in on it and find out why it's worked so well. Then it's simply taking the entire points 1 to 4, it's taking that process and condensing it into literally a day or two of analysing that piece of content and replicating it in as many different ways as possible. Because your ability to grow on social media, it's not about talking about 1,000 different topics in one way, it's talking about one thing in 1,000 different ways. So find how you can do that with this piece of content that's blown up, and your growth, believe me, will explode even more from that. When your page takes off, naturally what's going to happen is you're going to get much more engagement. You're going to be getting much more comments and also much more DMs. Now it's very hard as someone who's creating content on their own, doesn't have a team around them, to be able to reply to everything. If you do try, if you can do it and it's fine, then do it. If not, avoid, because you're going to end up getting burnt out. So instead, adjust your priorities and focus now on your content. Your engagement has helped you to get the exposure you've needed, but now it's all about your content. You've got the attention, you have to now keep it, and that's only possible by improving your content as you go. If your content doesn't improve, if your content doesn't evolve, you can lose the community that you've built up, and they will go somewhere else, because people like the shiny new thing on Instagram. That's how it always has been, that's how it always will be. But you can prevent people from forgetting about you, you can prevent people from leaving you by constantly evolving, constantly iterating, and constantly going through the process of change. But that won't happen if you don't take the time to educate yourself and to improve yourself. So adjust your priorities. Don't just focus now on engagement, focus now on improving content, but also on improving yourself, just becoming much better at what you do. The last point is about your ego. Now, naturally, when you grow, when you build a community and people start to enjoy your content and come to you for advice, you might start to feel better about yourself. You might start to feel like you have some form of influence over people. But you have to be very careful. You have to understand that you're just a regular person. You're just a normal person posting content that other people enjoy. You're not some A-list celebrity. You're not some big influencer. You're not the next Kylie Jenner or the next Gary Vee or the next Christo. You're you. You're just a regular person. So don't get too big for your boots. Just understand that you're a regular person, and that's why people followed you in the first place. They didn't follow you because you're a multi-millionaire. They followed you because you're posting content that helps them, because you're speaking to them, because you're engaging with them, because you're helping them solve problems that they need solved. So throw your ego in the bin and understand that you can always get better. You can always improve. So always listen to feedback and respect your community most of all. They are the people who have helped you get to where you are today. So guys, just to finish up, don't focus on growing followers. Focus on building a community and focus on adding value to that community. When you can do that and when you serve the community you already have, that's when growth happens, because it's not about the growth, it's about why you want to grow, and it's also how you go about getting that growth. When that happens, the natural byproduct is growth, and it's fast growth. The more value you give into the system, the more value you get back from the system, whether that's growth in terms of Instagram or business growth or even personal growth. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video today. Let me know if you found anything valuable. What was your favourite point? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.